Today we are going to discuss about the series RLC circuit. So give the heading. This is discuss about the series RLC circuit. The circuit has a resistance R, has a inductor L and a capacitor C. So this is a combination of RLC circuit. So this is R, this is L and this is C. These are connected in series to each other. Okay, and we apply some AC voltage. We don't know what is the voltage, but we can take it as V. So this is the V. We don't know what is V. We can consider that due to that V, that I is equal to Im sin omega t is flowing through the circuit, and as I is flowing through the individual, when it passes through the individual resistance, as it is a series circuit, you know that the current flowing through the each and every component is same. So here if you consider the voltage drop over here is VR, voltage drop over here is VL, and voltage drop over here is VC, then you can write that VL plus VC plus VR is nothing but the V, total V. Okay, so what is VR? What is VR? VR is nothing but the VMR this is Vm for R sin omega t, because at resistance the voltage and current will be in same phase. That is, we can write it as Im into R. That Im, the magnitude of Im, that is the peak current into R is the VR, voltage drop across R. What is VL? VL is VML sin omega t plus pi by 2, because if you consider current, so you can consider one thing CI VIL. So V is leading by 90 degree with current in the case of inductor. So it is a inductor, so V is leading with 90 degree with current. So if I is Im sin omega t, then V becomes Im sin omega t plus pi by 2, or you can take it as Im into XL. XL is what? It is the inductive reactance of this inductor. XL is what? Inductive reactance. Okay, then in the same way you can express Vc is equal to Vmc sin omega t minus pi by 2. That is, in the case of C, current is leading in nature, but current is leading by 90 degree from V, or in the another way you can tell it as V is lagging by current with 90 degree. So if current is Im sin omega t, then V becomes Vm sin omega t into minus pi by 2, is it? So you can write it as Im into Xc. You got this? Now this is not a complicated theory, because you have already know the RL and RC. So now going to the phasor diagram. Okay, from phasor diagram you can calculate everything. So phasor diagram. Okay, there will be two kind of phasor diagram associate in this case. We can consider two phasor diagram. Okay, so you can, so I is flowing through this R, L and C. So you can take I as reference phasor you can take I as reference phasor. Okay, so if I is reference phasor, then what is the value of what is the phase of VR? It is nothing but the same phase with it is drawn in the yellow. No, so VR by VMR is the phasor of the current and voltage for the case of resistor, because we know that in resistance I and R will be the same phase. What is about the VL? So in L, V is lead by 90 degree from I. So if I is a reference phasor, then you can say that this is the phasor for VML, and as you see that VC is here, if you consider C, then V is lag by 90 degree from I, or as it is a I is reference phasor, so it becomes VMC. Got my point? So taking I as reference phasor for resistor, VMR and I are in same phase. So for inductor, you know that voltage is leading from current by 90 degree. So when the current pass through the 90 degree, the voltage through this inductor, the voltage drop across this inductor should be nothing but 90 degree ahead from the current. So it is the 90 degree ahead from the current. Now if this is VM, this is VML, this is VMC, and this is VR. So here VR is equal to IR, VL is equal to I into XL, VC is equal to I into XC. So this is the basic phasor diagram. Now some cases are arised. What are the cases? The cases are like this. So case 1, case 1. Okay, so here you can cite that if VL is greater than VC, it means the voltage drop across the inductor is greater than the voltage drop across the capacitor. How it can possible? If XL greater than XC, then it can be possible. If XL is greater than XC, IM, same current will flow through it. If XL is greater than XC, then the VL greater than VC. Now what is the phasor diagram? What is now this phasor diagram? So again you consider I as reference phasor, no problem. Okay, and in the same phase V of R is also there, and VL is greater than VC. That is, if this is VL, if this part is VL, I am not writing VL, VML. VML is the average value and VL is the RMS value. This is the difference between these two, nothing else. And so it becomes VC, because VL is greater than VC or XL is greater than XC. So what will be the net phasor? So here VL is 90 degree upward from I and VC is 90 degree downward from I. So what will be the net voltage? Rather than the voltage across the resistance, what will be the net voltage across the L and C? This is the, so if you subtract the VC part from VL, so this is the VL minus VC part. Okay, and this VL minus VC part and this VR part will give you the total V naught, that is the, or VM, whatever you take, you can consider this is nothing but the VM, the total VM, the maximum magnitude of the voltage. This is case 1. You got my point? Is there any confusion up to this? Is there any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
Now case 2. Now case 2. Case 2 is Vc greater than Vl. It means that Xc greater than XL. In that case, again same phasor diagram you have to draw. So this is your I phasor, and in the same phase this is your VR, this is Vc, and this one is VL.
this one is here.
So this part will be, if you subtract VL from Vc, so this part become Vc minus VL, the resultant part. And if you draw the resultant of VR and VL minus Vc, that is nothing but the entire current, the voltage across the maximum magnitude of voltage, or nothing, it is denoted by Vm or V naught, whatever you can denote it. Okay. So now what will be the impedance? So you can consider any one. You can consider any one of these two. So you can consider impedance. So if so it is a triangle. So this is the Vm, this is VR, and this is VL minus Vc. So you can get one triangle like this. This is Vm, this is VL minus Vc, and this is VR. Okay. So you can say that Vm square is equal to VR square plus VL minus Vc square. Okay. Or you can write I is nothing but the Im square R square plus Im square, not Im square, this Im into XL minus Im into XC whole square. So this is Im square R square plus, you can take Im square common. Okay. Then it becomes XL minus XC whole square. Okay. So what is the Vm? Vm becomes Im, not Im square, it is Im into root under R square plus XL minus XC square when XL greater than XC, XL greater than XC. So Vm is equal to Im into root under I square plus XL minus XC square. So you can compare these as Vm is equal to Im into Z, because when Z comes, when there is a imaginary part, that is the inductor or capacitor are present. So if you compare it, then Im become Im, so Z become what? R square plus XL minus XC square under root. Is it? So now you can write Vm square is equal to nothing but the I naught, not Vm square, you can write Vm is equal to I naught into Z. So Z become root under R square plus XL minus XC square. So this is the resistance part present in the resistor, and this is the resistance part offered by the inductor and the resistance part offered by the capacitor. As they are opposite in nature, then you can subtract it from each other. And one thing we should keep in our mind, that the Henry and the Farad should be matched. Okay, so after doing some numerical, you can solve how that Henry and how Henry and Farad can be related. Okay, now so what will be the impedance triangle? Now impedance triangle, so again I am writing Vm is equal to Im into Z, where Z is equal to root under R square plus XL minus XC square when XL greater than XC. Or in the other form, we can say that Z become root over of R square plus XC minus XL square when XL greater than XC. These two conditions we can satisfy, or we can draw these two type of the phasor diagram as well as the two type of the impedance triangle. So if we consider the impedance triangle, what is the impedance triangle? So you see that in the previous case, you see that this is your VR, this is your VL minus VC, or this is your VM. Okay, so if VL and XL are proportional to each other, if XL is increased, then VL will increase. If XC is increased, then VC will increase. Okay, so if this is VR, this is VL and VC, and for this, if this is VR and this is VC minus VL, and then it becomes Z. Now, or another way you can consider it in this way, if this is VR, then this become VC minus VL, and this become the VM, and the angle between these, they are the phi, that is the phase angle. Now related to these two phasor, we can draw the impedance triangle as when XL is greater than XC, then that was the R and that was the XL minus XC, and the resultant of them become the Z, the total impedance in the circuit. This is the phi. And if XC greater than XL, then what is the triangle? So that was become R. This is nothing but the XC minus XL, and this is the resultant of these two are nothing but the Z, and the angle between the R and XL become the phi. These two are the impedance triangle. So for case 1 and case 2, depending upon the cases, you can find it. Okay. Okay. So what is the current equation? It is I is equal to Im sin omega t plus phi. So if Now if you consider, just it is the beyond your conversation. So if this is the supply voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t, then the current which is flowing by this V is I, and now when I is flowing through this resistor, it becomes Im sin omega t, because V and I will be in the same phase. When current is flowing through the inductor, again consider C I V I L. So now again when current is flowing through the inductor, then for inductor voltage is leading, current is lagging. So if the voltage is Vm sin omega t, then current becomes Im sin omega t minus pi by 2, because as voltage is this, then the current should be 90 degree below, means the 90 degree lagging from the voltage. Or when the current is flowing through this capacitor, and if you see capacitor, in capacitor current is leading by 90 degree from voltage, so applied voltage is Vm sin omega t. So the capacitor voltage becomes Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. These are the equation. So what will be the current equation? If supply voltage is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So when you write the expression for V, then this V becomes the RMS value, and this Vm becomes the peak value or the maximum value. So always this V becomes smaller than this Vm, because this V is nothing but the Vm by root 2. So this V becomes in the small letter, and this V becomes the capital letter. This is the how we can express the voltage and the current expression. Okay, so if the supply is V is equal to Vm sin omega t, then I is the Im sin omega t plus minus phi, means current may be omega t plus phi, or current may be sin omega t minus phi. When it is plus phi, when the capacitive part is dominating the inductive part, that is the inductor, the power of the inductor, the value of the inductor, which is less than the value of the capacitor. If we compare this Henry and Farad and we make them in the same dimension, then we can compare the inductor and capacitor. So when we consider compare the inductor and capacitor, and if the capacitive value is higher than the inductive value, then the current become Im sin omega t plus phi. If the inductive part is dominating, that is the current is 90 degree out of phase, then the equation for the current will be Im sin omega t minus phi. So if capacitive, if the C is dominating, then the circuit behave like what? RC circuit, because here it is a capacitive, here it is a inductive part, here it is a resistive part, and here it is a capacitive part. So when you draw the phasor diagram, when you draw the impedance diagram or impedance triangle or voltage triangle, then you should minus this part from this part. So if this part is subtracted from this capacitive part, then the imaginary part or the part which is associated along with the resistor is nothing but the pure capacitive part. So then the circuit behaves like a RC circuit. Then I become Im sin omega t plus phi. Okay, বুঝতে পেরেছিস কি বলছি? If L is dominating, then circuit behave like RL circuit. In that case, I become Im sin omega t minus phi. That's why we don't know what is the nature of the circuit, what is the value of the inductor and resistor, what is the value of the inductor and capacitor, what is the value of the XL and XC. Depending upon the other parameter, then we can calculate the or compare the XL and XC part or VL and VC part, and depending upon that we can give our judgment that the circuit, although the circuit have the resistance, inductor or capacitor, but as the capacitor is dominating, so it is the circuit is by nature it is behaves like a RC circuit, or we found that the inductive part is dominating, then we can say that the circuit is the inductive circuit. Got my point? So we can abbreviately we can say minus for XL greater than XC and plus for XC greater than XL. Okay, so you can draw the waveform also. So we can draw the waveform again two part. One is when XL is greater than XC. In that case, what is the nature of the waveform? So this is the theta axis, and this is the I or V and I, V or I. And second part is XC greater than XL. So when XL greater than XC, then when XL is greater than XC, then current is lagging. So if DC is the voltage waveform, as XL greater than XC, it means that current is lagging by voltage with an angle of phi. So the current waveform become like this. So this is the current waveform and this is the voltage waveform. When we consider the XL is less than XC or XC is greater than XL, then the waveform become, this is the theta, this is the V or I, and if this is the current waveform, if this is the current waveform, then this become the voltage waveform. You see that in the when XC is greater than XL, then it is RC circuit and it is RL circuit. So in the RC circuit, the voltage is lag by 90 degree, or current is or angle phi, or current is lead by angle phi. In RL circuit, the current is lag by angle phi or voltage is lead by angle phi. Then whatever you consider the lagging or leading, that is depend upon the which phasor you want to consider, or which is the in which phasor you are taking as a reference. Okay, so now the last part is the power triangle. Power triangle. What is the power triangle for XL? Again, XL greater than XC. For XL greater than XC, the power, the R was this, that is the active power. R, you just compare with this R when XL greater than XC. So R become the active power. The power which is dissipated across the resistance is the active power. The power which is dissipated or which is across the inductor or capacitor, this is the resultant of inductor and capacitor, then that is nothing but the reactive power, that is the Q. Don't give the arrow. Okay, arrow shows that it is a phasor. We are drawing the triangle. Okay, that's why don't give any kind of arrowhead over there. Okay, only give arrow when you are going to draw any phasor or vector diagram, and the resultant of these two, P and Q, becomes the S, that is the apparent power. Okay, so this is the active power, this is the reactive power, this is the apparent power. What is the unit of this? Watt. What is the unit of Q? VAR, volt ampere reactor. And what is the unit of S? It is volt ampere. Okay, now when XL greater than XC I have drawn. Now when XC greater than XL, so again go to the previous. So this one is the R, that is the active power P. This one is the XC minus XL, that is the reactive power, that is the Q, and this is the R, that is the Z. So this one becomes P and this one become Q, and resultant of these two become S. This is the active power Watt, this is the reactive power VAR, and this is the apparent power VA. Okay, these two are the power triangle for two cases. Okay, another case is there that you can say, I am astonished that you are not saying this to me. If I is a reference phasor, this is I, then this becomes V, they are in V across R, and these become what? These become what? VL or VC? VL or VC. So if you take reference phasor I, so this is VL and this is VC. So if XL is equal to XC, that you can say that VL is equal to VC, then what happened? Then these VL and VC are cancel out each other. Then the circuit, RLC series circuit, is behave like a resistive circuit. As XL is equal to XC, it means that is VL is equal to VC. So VL and VC cancel out, and the circuit will behave like a pure resistive circuit. In that case, the phasor diagram becomes, this is the I and this is the I and this is nothing but the VR and I and VR are in the same phase. So what is this special case called, you know? This is the condition for resonance, that is the when XC is equal to XL. This is the condition for resonance. যারা বাংলা মিডিয়াম থেকে বিলং করছিস তাদের জন্য রেজোনেন্সের বাংলা কি? অনুনাদ। XL is equal to XC, আশা করি তোরা কেউ কেউ পড়েছিস। So this is the power triangle, this is obviously phi, this is obviously phi. So what is the power factor? Last part, that is the calculation of power factor. Power factor is nothing but it is defined the cosine of the angle between the voltage and current. It is cosine angle between V and I. Okay, so this is here. So power factor is nothing but the cos phi, we know. So we can consider the power factor from three different type triangle. There is the voltage triangle, power triangle and the impedance triangle. So for voltage triangle, from voltage triangle, PF nothing but the VR by V. What was the triangle? Voltage triangle, VR by Vm or Vm or V. You can consider this Vm as V. If it is Vm, then it is the average value. If it is V, then it is the RMS value. This is the difference, basic difference. So power factor is Vm by VR by V. So from impedance triangle, what is the power factor? Power factor become, again, this is the impedance triangle, it is the what? R by Z. Okay, R by Z, R by Z, this is the cos phi, this is the phi, so R by Z is the cos phi, R by Z is the cos phi. Next, from power triangle, power factor is what? Here it is P, this is S, so P by S, all are nothing but the cos phi. You got my point? I have calculated all the parameters. Now in the next class we'll do some numerical on it. Okay, RL, RC and RLC. Okay, so after that we will start the resonance, condition for resonance, find out the resonating frequency, what is the application of the resonance, all these things we can find out. Okay, ঠিক আছে,
Okay, sir.
বুঝতে পেরেছিস তো?
Okay, sir.